Hey everybody, it's June 20th, 2013, and Dr. Glidden is on a break. So the commander will be sitting in for him today. If you want to call in, it's 1-866-582-9933. The listen line is 605-562-7756. I just wanted to bring out something that was important again. I'm grateful that Dr. Glidden's getting a little bit of a rest. So I was grateful for him to ask me to sit in for him. I just got back from an event where I spoke on Tuesday in Wheaton, Illinois, and I was speaking at an assisted living facility where these people need some help. They have some chronic illness. And again, when I opened up the lecture with "It's what you don't know is what you don't know," it's just amazing. The people, their jaws just dropped. I spoke for about an hour. It was a very good crowd. Thanks to Rich Riley for inviting me. It was a very interesting time. We spent some time talking to some people about some chronic illness, and I related my story. For you that don't know me, my name is Mark Denning. I'm a registered nurse. I've been that way for about 26 years now, and I've been in the health field since about 1978 when I was initially working on an ambulance. And I just doing that event really just made me bigger on the mission to help Dr. Wallach and Dr. Glidden to just spread the word about how people can eliminate chronic illnesses without medications. It's just very disheartening to keep watching that every day. Right now, my office is the back of an ambulance, 4 days a week, about 13 hours a day, and Dr. Glidden asks me all the time, how do I do it? It's just amazing. That recently there was a case of people that are getting so disheartened with the way that MDs are taking care of them that, in fact, there was a kid just recently, and the mom took the kid out of the hospital. She was really disgruntled, and she actually tried to overdose her kid on pain meds, and then that didn't work. So they ended up stabbing the child to death, and then they killed themselves. I mean, how much more is it going to take for these doctors to get it? They don't get it. I mean, there's actually a book out there. It's called Modern Nutrition in Health and Disease, and I bought this at a medical library in a hospital. And I was just flipping through it, and I was looking at selenium. I mean, Dr. Gerhard Strauser is one of the most awesome people ever in his studies of selenium. And we have great access to that at longevity.com. And they don't list any of his research or anything there. They list all these other doctors. And they're all MDs, of course, and some PhDs. I wish Dr. Strauser is a PhD. So they list, and I went through hypertension one time before Dr. Glidden and I were going to talk about it. And they talk about the same thing. So, we got to be really grateful for Dr. Wallach and his mission to help us. Just level the playing field, get the 90 for life, and take your health to just a level you'd never imagine. I mean, in my story, I was 325 pounds. I was diabetic. I had hypertension. I had sleep apnea. I had multiple blood clots in my legs and then 9 in my lungs at one time. And nobody could dial it in until I met Dr. Glidden and Dr. Wallach, and I'm eternally grateful for them for helping me out with that. So, look at some of the treatments. Look at some of the treatments today that they have. There's an organism out there called C. difficile, and it's a bad one. It's in our gut, and it's already in our gut. And it becomes an opportunist when people's immune systems are doing really bad. And everybody today has a really big challenge for their immune systems with all the pollutants in the air and everything like that. Toxins in the foods, breathing in bad air, smoking, things like that. All the medicines we take keep depleting the nutrients that out of our system. So we have to be very diligent about what we import into our bodies. But since the C. diff infection affects about 1/3 people every year, and they give you these big antibiotics to take care of them. I see it all the time in the hospitals when I'm transporting patients to and fro. But now they come out with a new therapy where they take stool from a normal person, they mix it up in a saline solution, and they put it in the person who has the C. difficile. And they're only able to help about 14,000 people with this out of 330,000. I just don't think that's good enough to recover those things. But like I said, the majority of people that get this are already physically debilitated. Their bodies are short in their nutrient tank, and they're suffering. So it's just really, 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 really disheartening. So again, GMOs. Just heard something the other day about GMOs. It's getting worse. Every time we get these GMOs, it affects every cell in your body, just every cell. And they're linking it big time to blood disorders. And it's the Journal of Hematology and Thromboembolic Diseases that revealed that. So not only do you need all these, the Journal of American Medical Association, which is very prestigious, but you have the lung, the heart. It's all taken apart. Every system of the body, these MDs keep taking apart, and you're just taking the wrong dog to the hunt when you do that. So treat the body as a whole. Be aware of these things. Our government's not helping us. This is a bigger mission for us to be taking the time out to gain control of your own health. I mean, looking at what's coming down the pipe with Obamacare and that, it's going to be like you walk into the doctor's office and you say, "Hey, doctor, how you doing?" "Yeah, well, I heard my nurse tells me that you had this, and this." Well, we'll get an opportunity to do a blood test, maybe an x-ray or a special diagnostic test, like an endoscopy or something like that. And I'll give you this medication, and we'll see you again in about 6 months if everything's okay. And, oh, by the way, let me listen to your lungs real quick and check your reflexes, because the doctor's visits, again, are going to be about 10 minutes in length. That's all the time that you're going to have to spend with the doctor, and that's your MD. The majority of them. There are a couple that would spend time with you, I think, if they had a chance. But we're hoping that, one day, they will realize that they don't have the whole pie. They think they have the whole pie, and they just have one chunk. But with Youngevity and Dr. Wallach, we have scientifically based, clinically verified nutritional solutions for a lot of chronic illnesses, for almost all of them. I mean, some are truly genetic, but that was one of the other things that I asked my doctor when they said I had a blood clotting disorder. I said, "Why did it wait 45 years before it reared its ugly head?" Again, if you want to call in today, you can call in and ask some questions. It's 1-866-582-9933. And again, listen, 605-562-7756. If you want to get a hold of Dr. Glidden to help recover your health, go to fireyourmdnow.com. That's fireyourmdnow.com. Click on the site and sign up for his newsletter. He will send you a good food, bad food list and against the grain, which will tell you why gluten is bad. And that's in wheat, rye, barley, oats, and spelt. So we have Tamara on the line from Illinois. She has some tight tendons and ligaments causing foot deformities. And you're live with the commander. How can I help you, Tamara? Tamara, are you there?
Yeah, hello?
Okay, there you go.
Hello?
Hi.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
I have a 10-year-old son, and over the last year he's been through a lot of testing trying to find out why his feet are becoming deformed.
Oh.
And they they're not coming up with anything. At the moment, they're treating him for dopamine-responsive dystonia.
Okay.
And they don't even know if that's what it is, and it's
Exactly.
medications that are causing some side effects, and I was hoping there was another alternative.
Of course there is. Whenever you try to do anything with dopamine and all that, that's usually a nerve type thing. So, how old did you say he was? He's 10 years old?
Yes.
Okay, and how much does he weigh?
About 120 pounds.
120 pounds. How tall is he?
5 foot.
Foot. Not too bad. The medicines that he's on probably are affecting him in a great way as well, because we do know that, I do know, and Dr. Glidden knows, that medicine depletes nutrients. And every time we eat processed foods, that also takes a lot of energy and nutrients to digest that food. So the simpler the food, the easier the digestion, the easier the absorption, okay? So right away we need to get rid of the 10 bad foods, and that would be wheat, rye, barley, oats, oil, soda pop, baked potato skins. No nitrates in the lunch meat if you give him lunch meat. I mean, what does he like to eat for breakfast?
For breakfast, he honestly has usually a bowl of cereal.
Yeah. What kind of cereal?
I have usually Cheerios, maybe some Honey Nut Cheerios. I myself have diabetes, and so the last couple of weeks while I've been listening to Dr. Wallach and Dr. Glidden, I've been trying to get into almost completely whole, raw fruits and vegetables. And my son loves the vegetables, the salads. He does a really good job with it.
Okay. All right. Tamara, will you hang on with us? We got to go to a break here in about 30 seconds. But again, you got to knock out the wheat, rye, barley, and oats. You're doing some good things. Thanks for listening, Dr. Wallach and Dr. Glidden. I'm also out there on the Wellness Warriors on Facebook. That's Warriors with a Z. So join our group. And we'll see you on the other side of the break, Tamara, and we'll nail down a battle plan for your son. Hey, we're back. You're kicking out the commander today on Fire MD Live. Tamara, are you still with me?
Yes, I am.
Good. I'm glad. So I think over time that, what's your son's name?
Dakota.
Dakota. That's an awesome name. It's only the second Dakota I've ever known besides the States. That's good. I think if I had another son, I would have named him Dakota. It was talked about. So, but anyway, so Dakota started exhibiting symptoms where his tendons and ligaments are shortening up in his feet, and his feet are being deformed, right? So it's very difficult for him to walk, no doubt.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we talked about Dakota's breakfast consisting of cereal, and talked about listening to Dr. Wallach and Dr. Glidden, and that's a great first step to do that and to get rid of the 10 bad foods. And how's Dakota doing with that so far?
He's doing good. He's starting to turn up a little bit.
Yes. How's his lunchtime? What does he like to eat for lunch?
We usually have a salad, sometimes a sandwich.
Okay. There is gluten-free bread. One of the other things I can suggest to you, Tamara, is to just do a lettuce wrap, like an unwich type of thing, with romaine lettuce or something that has a little more nutrition in it than just iceberg lettuce. Have you ever tried that?
Yeah, traditionally, well, not the wrap, but I do buy the romaine lettuce and mix it with spinach, usually for salad, so.
Yeah. All right, very good. And then for dinner, you're eating?
Usually, mostly, we have some fruit, some vegetables. Sometimes it's stir fry. Sometimes it's we don't do processed dinners. We don't do box dinners.
Good.
Nothing like that. I make everything.
Very good. That's awesome, and that's a great first step. to helping Dakota eliminate this situation. Now, he's not on any longevity products yet, is he?
We had him for a short time on the tangy tangerine.
What happened?
We didn't have him on it long enough to see any benefit, or honestly we ran out of it and never reordered.
Oh, I understand. You know, one of the great things about the human body is when you start doing good things for it, it starts giving you good things back. Now, it's just some people take longer than others. I mean, one analogy is that if the pilot's going down the runway to take off, he never takes off in the same spot twice, okay? So with Dakota, this has been going on for a while because his nutrient tank was getting empty, and we know that our foods are anemic. This was brought out in the 20s and 30s by the government in Senate documents that says the quality of foods not where it is. You can ask any, if the great-grandmas and great-grandpas are still around, and grandmas and grandpas, that ask them how foods tasted back then, and it was different, you know. So when Doc Wallach did all this research, $20 million of fairly funded research, to find out why animals were getting sick, and they found out whether it was in the wild or domestically, it was a nutritional deficiency, and they reproved it. And they still don't, and a lot of people don't get it. I mean, I love the saying that the people say, well, I'll treat you like a dog, but you'll get better. You know, it's just amazing. So for Dakota, we need to get him back on a healthy, they call it healthy body pack now, or healthy start pack with the BTT OsteoFX Plus and the EFA Plus, okay? One of the things that you could do either way is to get him supported by a healthy bone and joint pack, because I'm sure Dakota's in pain, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes. I would do a healthy bone and joint pack where those three components are joined by glucogel, and the CM cream, and that will help him with his discomfort. Now, he needs to be consistent about this, and what I was saying before is that the body, when you do good things, it changes its cells over in about 6 months. So if things are going good with digestion, absorption, and that, the body will change over, okay? I'm sure his body's challenged with a lot of inflammation right now because things are getting pulled. So he needs to take 2 scoops of Beyond Tangy Tangerine every day, in about 40 ounces of water, sip it through the day. He needs to take 1 tablespoon of OsteoFX Plus, and we're going to go to another break, Tamara. Come back one more time, and we're back on Fire Your MD Now Live. If you want to call in, 1-866-582-9933. We're still talking to Tamara about Dakota, and we're dialing in his solution, the way to support and promote his wellness in order to help his feet get better. Now, Tamara, I forgot to ask you, is he having any other symptoms in any other joints right now?
He just has an overall body weakness, his core, his hands, but that's...
His what?
That's the worst of it.
The feet. And then does he get a lot of colds or flu or anything like that?
Yeah, he does. And when he gets sick, he gets really sick.
Yeah. His body is taking those nutrients and trying to get him to balance it where the deficiencies are. And again, like I said, those medicines keep depleting them. So anyway, we got into the OsteoFX Plus. We're going to give him 1 tablespoon at breakfast with a little bit of orange juice, and then 1 tablespoon at night with some water, just room temperature. He can take 1 EFA Plus with each meal, and he needs to get about, you said he was about 120 pounds?
Yes.
You need to add 1 bottle of Glucogel 120 to the mix. It'll give you a bottle of 240 in the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. He needs to get 12 4, 4, and 4 glucogel every day, 4 with each meal, okay? And then he can use the CM cream as he needs to for discomfort, and he should get selenium. He should get 2 bottles of selenium, and he should take 3 capsules in between breakfast and lunch, and 3 in between lunch and dinner. I might encourage you to Google the substance called phytates, and it would be really good. And it sounds like you're doing it already. You're limiting his grains in a great way. And in some of the beans and garbanzo beans and stuff, there are phytates, and that prevents absorption of 6 minerals. And selenium's one of them, calcium's another one. So that's why we're recommending selenium in between the meals as well. Cut them off all processed sugars at all, like you've been doing, and that's awesome. And let's give this 90 days. You can get in touch with me on the Wellness Warriors. I'll follow him. And if I need to talk to Dr. Glidden, I will. So that's Wellness Warriors with a Z on Facebook. And you can PM me, and we can keep this as confidential as you need to. How does that sound? Tamara, are you still with me?
Yes, that sounds wonderful.
Okay, let's go do that. Dial him in, work him up to it. Be diligent about giving him the nutrients, because we've got to replace the tank. If you want to reach me there and let me know what medications he's on, we'll go even further, and we'll look into it a little farther. Again, get him on some eggs. Get him that perfect protein, soft scrambled with butter. And the selenium will help his ligaments and tendons relax. The certain minerals in there will also help the tendons and ligaments relax. And one of them is arsenic. But it's plant-derived, so it's easily absorbable. And just make sure he sips it throughout the day, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling in, Tamara. Right now we have Chris from Utah. Are you there, buddy?
I am there.
Hey, man. You contacted me this morning, didn't you?
I did.
Did you contact me this morning about an issue that somebody you knew had? Is that you?
Yeah, I did.
Good.
Someone,
thanks for calling in.
a lady I know, she was asking about the female hormone support. I guess she had a brain tumor.
Right.
They did some brain surgery. I guess they took out half of her pituitary gland, and she was just wondering how, what she could do to help with the hormone issues that she was having. Also, if you could maybe address advanced celiac disease, where the villi have severely atrophied to the point where it's their absorption is extremely poor.
That's a great question, Chris, because we know that digestion and absorption are key to getting the nutrients into our system, and this will help this lady and you that had half her pituitary gland removed. The fact that she had cancer told me that she had poor absorption and poor digestion, and she wasn't getting the nutrients, and there was a lot of inflammation going on, because that's basically what cancer is. It's like inflammation gone wild, Body can't catch up with itself. So let's talk about the celiac disease and irritable bowel and ulcerative colitis and and Crohn's are all the same octopus. It's all just different arms of it. So when we're trying to recover the gut, we want to heal it first. We have to give it good things. So again, going gluten-free, primary number one. People tell me hey Mark, hey Commander, I want to go gluten-free, but I don't know what bread to eat, and yada yada yada. And it's like, why focus on bread? What's the big deal with bread? What's the big deal with cookies? What's the big deal with that? That's because everybody loves sugar, right? So, and it just boggles my mind sometimes. And I said, well, why don't you just go into the grocery store? Stay to the outside of the store. Like most of the time you go in the store and you go into the right there and you got your fruits and vegetables, and then you take a quick buzz past the bakery, of course, and past the deli if possible. And then you get to the dairy and you've got and the meat department is also back there. So you've got everything that you need. So you eat, first thing you want to do is eat organic. everything organic, although I was still talking about those GMOs now with all the new pesticides, you know, and that was part of her problem. She had a lot of challenges, and that's where she got cancer. But, you know, as we recovered the villi, and there's postulation that it takes about, for every year you've been on the earth, that you've not been gluten-free, it takes about a month. But, uniquely enough, in my own story, it was 3 days after going gluten-free that my blood pressure normalized. It was what the MDs call borderline. It didn't bother me, but that was the greatest effect I had because I started absorbing my nutrients all that much better. So, stay away from processed foods. Stay away from the wheat, rye, barley, oats, no spelt. And you got to get the 90 for life. And I suggest a healthy digestion pack, which is the BTT, the OsteoFX Plus, the EFA Plus, the digestive enzymes, the Flora FX, and get on that 1 pack per 100 pounds. You could also add Mackey Plus to help with the inflammation. It's got aloe vera, which is awesome for that, and that will also help that heal. So, Chris, that's what we're dealing with when we're dealing with the IBS, irritable bowel, the ulcerative colitis, the Crohn's disease, all those things. Same thing, you know. And the body's an amazing thing. Remember, Chris, the body wants to heal itself if we give it the right stuff. So, as far as your friend, the lady that had the brain surgery again, at least for 3 months. For 3 months. How long ago did she have her surgery? Let me ask you that first.
I'm not even sure. That's all the details I really know.
Yeah. You know, a lot of times what happens is after 5 years, if you don't get rid of the cause of the cancer, it rears its ugly head somewhere else. Okay, so that's what we're going to prevent. So what we need to do is get her off the 10 bad foods, right? Okay. Get her on a healthy anti-aging pack, which is the BTT, OsteoFX, EFAs, and the Cell Shield. Okay. Get on one of those per 100 pounds, and you want to give her 2 scoops a day of BTT per 100 pounds. You want to give her 3 EFA plus per 100 pounds. You want to give her 1 ounce of OsteoFX per 100 pounds. And you want to give her 2 Cell Shield per 100 pounds. But in addition to that, what I would do for her, because she had surgery and something removed, also too, I would start her on Z Radical, and I would get 4 bottles and give her 4 ounces, 1 ounce 4 times a day. And then I would get selenium, 1 bottle per 50 pounds. And so she's 100 pounds, that's 2 bottles. And then you give her 3 selenium, or 6 selenium between each meal. So that would be a great start for her. If she needs more help, you know, you can do the wellnesswarriors@gmail.com. You can get in touch with me. And like I said, when I need to consult with Dr. Glidden, I do. And he's very accessible. He's the one that brought me into longevity. I'm so grateful for that. And then, you know, and dial it in. And sugar, remember, cancer loves sugar. And it's just an amazing thing when you feed the body the right stuff and what it does to heal itself. Okay?
Plant-derived minerals.
How about the plant-derived minerals? You can give people as much plant-derived minerals as you want.
Okay.
Usually give them 1 ounce per 100 pounds. If you want to give her an extra ounce, that'd be great.
Okay, sounds good.
I never turn down. You know, get her to drink the best water possible where she's at. What she can do is she can take a gallon of distilled water, open the bottle or the jug or whatever, and put 1 ounce of plant-derived minerals in there, and there you got perfect water. That's straight from Dr. Wallach.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Thanks for your call, Chris. Keep us updated.
Will do.
So we got Our next caller is Mark from Michigan. He wants to talk about high blood pressure. Mark, you're live with the commander on Fire MD now.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I was calling because I just kind of wanted to get the information on what you feel I should be taking of longevity products for high blood pressure, and I'm probably 50 or 60 pounds overweight.
Okay. Hey, dude, hey, Mark, I was about 140 pounds overweight. You can dial it in. Okay, I lost about 100. I keep about 100 off, so, and that's part of it. And I suppose that you heard when I went gluten-free, my blood pressure did a good thing for me. So, are you gluten-free yet?
Am I what? Sorry.
Are you off the 10 bad foods?
I basically haven't started any yet because I'm kind of just started listening to the program, and I kind of wanted to find out exactly what I needed to do.
Sure. We're going to dial you in, Mark. Get that good food, bad food list from Dr. Glidden's site, right?
Okay.
Put it in a plastic sleeve, put it on your refrigerator, and say, I'm not going to put anything in the house that's not on this list. That's where you got to start. Okay. That's a great place to start, even before all the supplements come in the mail or via UPS. You want to be able to absorb it. You'll absorb it better if you're already on the good food, bad food list, avoiding it, right? So how tall are you and how much do you weigh, Mark?
6 foot 240.
Okay. All right, Mark, we're going to go to a break in a little bit, but we'll start dialing this in for you. Do you have any other health issues besides high blood pressure?
No.
All right, let's come back on the other side of the break. This sounds pretty straightforward with high blood pressure. We're going to dial Mark in from Michigan, and we'll be right back on Fire Your MD Now. Remember to call in 866-582-9933. Hey, everybody, we're back. Fire Your MD Now. We're talking to Mark. He has high blood pressure. Mark, are you still there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, 6 feet tall, 240 pounds. You got a pen and paper?
Yeah.
All right, so you need 2 Healthy Start Packs. 2 Healthy Start Packs. You need 1 bottle of Ultimate Classic. So what you're going to do during the day for that is you're going to take 1 ounce of Ultimate Classic with your breakfast with some juice. You're going to take 1 ounce of OsteoFX Plus. Along with that, you're going to take 4 scoops of Beyond Tangy Tangerine after lunch and between lunch and dinner, okay? You're going to take another ounce of OsteoFX Plus at lunch with some orange juice, a little bit of orange juice. Then you're going to add 1 bottle of Cal Toddy. Magnesium has been known to be really great to help the vessels recover for people with high blood pressure. And because you weigh 240 pounds, usually the big hitter for hypertension is a calcium deficiency. And we know that calcium deficiencies are involved in over 240 chronic illnesses. So, again, you'll take 1 ounce of Cal Toddy before you go to bed with 2 ounces of room temperature water. You got it so far?
Yep.
All right, 2 EFA Plus with each meal. Okay. You can add Ultimate Daily Caps by Longevity. 2 bottles of Ultimate Daily Caps, and that will help kind of root out your vessels just in case that's a big issue. You're going to take 12 of those a day, so 4 with breakfast, 4 with lunch, 4 with dinner. It'll give you extra minerals as well. So you're going to be in great shape with that. And just avoid those 10 bad foods and take it from there. And like I said, start the good food, bad food list right away, and you can get that from fireyourmdnow.com. Sign up for Dr. Glidden's newsletter. It's free. And he'll explain to you why gluten is bad in a video called Against the Grain. Okay? And what I would do for you, I would avoid any grains or breads for at least 2 or 3 months, so you get maximal absorbency and you don't have to worry about phytates.
Okay.
Okay, to prevent those 6 trace minerals and minerals from being absorbed. Okay, so you don't have to figure it out so hard that way. I mean, if you did it every now and then, I wouldn't say too much. But again, 1 ounce of Ultimate Classic in some juice with breakfast, 1 ounce of OsteoFX with breakfast and lunch, and then the Cal Toddy, and that's from the Super Life division, Super Life. And Dr. Glidden and I are both a big fan of the Cal Toddy. That would be at bedtime. That's going to help you sleep really great. I mean, do you have any trouble falling asleep at night, Mark?
No, I wouldn't say I have any trouble falling asleep at all.
Yeah, how do you sleep otherwise?
Basically 6.5 hours usually is kind of, I usually wake up at about 6.5 hours.
Okay. Are you ready to dial us in?
Yeah.
All right, you call us back in 1 month and let us know how you're doing, all right? Thanks for calling. All right, we have Jackie next. Jackie, are you out there?
Hello?
Hi, Jackie.
Oh, gee, can you hear me? Because there's a big hissing sound.
Yes. Well, it's something big. Something big, because you're from Texas, right?
Right.
There you go.
I'm going to try to put this in a nutshell for you because my case is pretty complicated and I'm not going to go into it. My big problem at this point is I am on a drug called methotrexate.
Methotrexate.
It's terrible. It's a horrible thing.
It's a rotten drug.
And plus I'm on prednisone. Very dose. I know how to get off of the prednisone, and I'm working on that. You know, for.
Hey, Jackie.
Yeah.
Hey, Jackie, will you hang on with me? We got about 30 seconds, but could you hang on? We're going to come through a hard break here, and we'd love to help you dial that in.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate it. All right, stay tuned for the next hour of Fire Your MD Now.